Research. Why is it important? Because research develops drugs and heals and improves quality of life, and research finds cures. Hi, this is Sharon with Power Driven for PD. Though there are many trials currently going on for Parkinson's disease, medications, as well as disease modification trials, I'm currently involved in a participation trial for disease modification, and I'm going to share that with you today. I want to take the time to thank everybody for watching my channel. I hope you're finding this educational and motivational and hopefully inspirational as well. Everybody knows me by now as having young onset Parkinson's disease. So I figured today the topic I want to talk to you about is actually research and why it's important, what's going on with research for Parkinson's disease. And if you're all not aware, you know me by my YouTube channel, but if you're not aware, I'm actually part of a fantastic foundation here in Michigan, and I actually sit on the board called Team Fox Detroit. Now they are a grassroots community for the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and what we do is we educate people on Parkinson's disease, we raise funds for Parkinson's disease. Now Team Fox Detroit, actually when we raise our funds for Parkinson's disease, we donate 100% of the proceeds to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research. So why is research so important and what's going on with Parkinson's? Well, I want to talk to you about it because I'm actually involved in research and I'm involved in a clinical trial. So I want to talk to you about that. So we know Parkinson's disease is known as what's called a boutique disease. So each individual has their own set of symptoms, not very much like a fingerprint. Not every single patient experiences all the symptoms of Parkinson's, and it's unique to each individual. So what science is showing, though, is there's one key component that seems to be connected between all Parkinson's patients, causing majority of the symptoms. And the key component is what is known as alpha-synuclein. Now, everybody carries this protein in the body, but what happens with Parkinson's patients is that this particular protein seems to either cause what's called misfolds or gets aggregate. So what does all that mean? Well, what happens is in a normal individual, alpha-synuclein is actually kind of like a wavy protein in your brain. So it just kind of goes along and it makes perfect connection snaps between other neurons that make your movements and make your symptoms smooth for you through the whole entire day, whether you're moving your hands, your fingers, you're walking, your gait, you're talking, whatever goes on within the neuron connections. Well, what happens with a Parkinson's patient is, I guess it's kind of, think of it like a piece of paper. Someone once gave me this analysis and I found it very educational and it really stuck in my head. So you got that piece of paper, right, that does that normal little wave and it's going on, but it can go through really smooth. Well, in a Parkinson's patient, that's not the case. So if we take a piece of paper like this, and we got it doing the nice wave, we take it and we crumble it. So this is kind of what's happening with that protein that is actually bonding to that neuron. See all these misfolds going on? It's no longer able to communicate or run smoothly anymore. So this is kind of the protein or aggregation that goes on in the brain with that particular neuron that has that alpha-synuclein in it. So that protein goes in and kind of basically ruins the connection between the other neurons. So they're no longer able to connect with each other because you can see all the different misfolds going on. So what is happening with science, which is really cool, is that they are now able to detect, well, there's a video that just went out that talked about how they're able to now have a imaging machine that actually can detect alpha-synuclein in the brain. If you think of it, alpha-synuclein in the brain, you really can't go in and take a look at what's going on in the brain. They use obviously different modules to be able to mimic the human brain. But in the human brain, you can't just go in when someone's alive and go in and dissect it, right? Because what happens? You don't want to mess with the brain, right? And to cut pieces out while you're actually alive. So you have to wait till the person's deceased. Well, this imaging now is able to detect what's going on in the brain while you're still alive and awake, to be able to see all these misfolds and things that are going on. So how awesome is that? So that gives you a better understanding of what's going on within a Parkinson's patient. Now, in addition, what I'm doing is I'm involved in a clinical trial that actually targets that protein and actually goes in, and I like to think of it as a sweeping or a clearing of the brain. So what I do is I get an intravenous IV done, and I get it done about every 20 to 30 days. And what it does is it sends this protein and able to, as we're checking, and it looks like this is actually what has happened, is that it's able to cross the blood-brain barrier, which has been hard to do, to find a basically type of formula that can actually cross the blood-brain barrier and actually be able to go in and clear out proteins that are causing this misfolds. So I am actually going into phase 3 of this, which is awesome, and we're going to do a little longer study on it, and it is targeting alpha-synuclein. So what it does is it goes in and it bonds to these particular misfolds and clears them up. So what the hope is that we are able to slow Parkinson's progression down and then hopefully ultimately be able to stop the disease. So none of this can be done without obviously research. That's why research is so important. We are on the right track. Things are going very, very great with progress, but they have to continue to do that, and they can't be done without your support. So one of the other things that they're doing through the Michael J. Fox Foundation is obviously we're looking at targeting these proteins and finding a way to slow the progression of Parkinson's or stop it. But there's also better treatments, making patients living with Parkinson's able to have a better quality of life. So all this, as we said, cannot be done without education and without your help. So I'm going to send links to the Team Fox Detroit website on my YouTube channel so that you are able to check us out. And I'll also want to talk to you about some other things that you can do to help. Now, you may or may not have Parkinson's if you're watching this, but everybody can do their part in helping to be able to create biomarkers and better understanding of Parkinson's. Through the Michael J. Fox Foundation, they have what's called Fox Insight. Everybody can be a part of this. And what it does is it helps scientists from all around the world able to collect data by the questions that you answer, whether you have Parkinson's disease or not. So as I said, everybody can do their part. And what these questionnaires do is it gives an understanding to scientists to be able to know and distinguish what is actually symptoms of Parkinson's, what is symptoms of normal aging, or what are symptoms that people are having of motor or non-motor symptoms, and what better treatments can be found by all the information that's being sent in. So please, if you get a chance, definitely, and I'll send that link on there as well, check out the Fox Insight. It is a great way to get information to the Michael J. Fox Foundation so that we can find better treatments and better alternatives for a better quality of life for Parkinson's patients. Now, there's also for those that do have Parkinson's, and this is how I got involved into being able to be a part of a fantastic clinical trial, is I did the Fox Trial Finder. So in Fox Trial Finder, that will ask you specific questions about your medications, about your symptoms that you have with Parkinson's, and then they are able to pair you up with what particular clinical trial would be available to you based on your progression level and the different type of symptoms that you're experiencing. That is great for Parkinson's patients. Now, we are also at Team Fox Detroit going to have a really cool virtual gala that will be going on. We're going to theme it The Wizard of Oz, and you can kind of figure out why we're doing that. If you really think about the theme of The Wizard of Oz, the characters kind of represent the different symptoms of Parkinson's. So you have the Scarecrow, he represents the brain. You have the Tin Man, who represents the stiffness and rigidity, but also the heart to be able to keep going. And then you have the Lion, who represents the courage to be able to fight through anything and to stay strong. Then you have Dorothy, who has the hope. Now, I'm not going to tell you which character I'm going to be, but you'll just have to tune in to see that. But yes, I am going to dress up as a particular character, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you do watch it. And that will be on October 10th, 2020. So what better date to pick than if you go 10/10 equals what? 20, right? So the year 2020. Kind of cool, huh? So yes, that will be, remember, 10/10, year 2020, and we will actually broadcast that at 7 p.m. If you'd like some more information on that, feel free to either leave me a message. You can also check out our website at Team Fox in the D, and we'll stick some information on there for you as well about the gala. There's some information already posted for you. So I will send you guys some links. If you have questions for me, feel free to go ahead and ask them. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for checking out my YouTube channel, Power Driven for PD. I hope you continue to subscribe. I hope you give me a thumbs up. And I hope you like the information that I'm broadcasting for you guys. In addition, I would like to thank the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, as that is where I am actually doing my clinical trial through. There's also Quest Laboratories here in Michigan. So those are, as you know, I'm from the Detroit region, so those are two hospitals that actually are involved in Parkinson's research for clinical trials, as well as U of M. I will send links to those, so feel free to check any of those facilities out, but do keep in mind to make sure, wherever your region is, definitely sign up for the Fox Insight and also for the Fox Trial Finder if you are a Parkinson's patient. Thank you. Enjoy.